Varun Uday, an amazing entrepreneur, someone I've known for the last, I don't know how many years. His journey as an entrepreneur has been so beautifully inspiring. From starting one small organization, today he is a serial entrepreneur. And he has an amazing story to tell today, especially as a successful entrepreneur in a post-pandemic era. Welcome back to the Sledgehammer's Edge Impact, and let's face up with Varun. Hi Varun, welcome to the Sledgehammer's Edge Impact. Thank you so much for accepting to be my guest this morning.
Thank you, Anand sir. Actually, I am more delighted and happy to sit in front of you because I'm seeing in that level, you are a great mentor according to me. So I remember still like we met in Starbucks. That time you were telling about your journey, how you brought so many CEOs, etc. So from that time, I got inspired from you. So normally I watch somebody closely. Okay, so if I like someone, I definitely follow them, watch them, and without knowing them, I'll be observing and learning things. Actually, I consider like a Egalavian because sometimes what happens, like we don't get the mentor, we'll not go and ask, and we have to learn, right? So sometimes it happens like we need to learn without asking them. We need to follow them and do the learning.
Right. So I am so flattered. I feel so humble with your appreciation. Thank you so much, Varun. Thank you so much. I am really feeling wonderful. But I am also equally impressed with you because I have seen you grow from one small little organization to a serial entrepreneur. And this is something that I feel so proud that I know someone like you who in even a post-pandemic era can create miracles like this. But was it always like this when you were young, or did you have certain dreams as a young boy before you even moved into as an entrepreneur?
That is a wonderful question, which I should definitely answer, no doubt. Basically, like once I grew up over a period, my thought was like towards a government kind of a job, like government servant. I was ambitious to become an IPS officer. So
Okay.
something kind of Kiran Bedi. So that kind of level I was looking forward. I never knew that I will take a diversion from that thing to entrepreneurship. So this thought basically might I should tell, like in my family background, there is no such inspiring people who does like a very much active business. So my uncle used to do part-time business along with his job. So he has experienced several areas also, but he used to do a side business. So that might be the first thought got into my brain, where it might be there, right? Somewhere it will enter our subconscious mind. It will be there. So that was the first thought. And again, like the main thing started from my college. So where I had a friend who used to tell about like you should not do a job, because he was already from a business background. He's a giant. He was from giant business family, and he has enormous opportunities. Also, he used to just inject me like this: why you should go for a campus selection, etc. You should do a business that should be like something will give you a status, etc. So as a trial, I started some business. I don't have any idea how the business will work. So I started by selling books in the college. So I was a
You were
competitor.
selling books in the college.
Yeah. Actually, college people will announce a book scheme. So suppose they are announcing 85%, they will give it off discount from the market. So I used to do what I used to give it like lesser percentage. Some
Okay.
83% I will tell to my circle, and then I'll take the order. But that is that actually I wanted to experience how it will work and all. So that was a trial only. So I got enough orders, and I used to go to the normal bookshop in my hometown. There I will talk, and then I will get a discount. And then but end of the day, actually I was in a comfortable zone. I was not ready to uh, like take that much pain to bring the books by some auto or some bus. I was only thinking like need to do something which makes me happy. And I had my gifted 800 that time. Father has given me a lot of freedom. So sometimes I used to take the car to my college. That time I will bring those books in the car only. So it was not profitable, but I wanted to understand how it works. That is
So
my
basically, what you're saying is that you started your entrepreneurial journey with an experiment.
yeah.
It was experiment. Okay, let me see whether Varun Uday can be a businessman. That was what was in your mind, right?
Yeah, still that time actually it was not full on that entrepreneurship level. And from there also I had a turning point, because I didn't had enough opportunity to excel, or I didn't even I can tell that I didn't try much for getting a job even. And after completing my graduation, I have got a interview near to my hometown, which was a Java faculty post. Okay, so suddenly one of my friend called me, and then he was telling there is an opportunity for teaching.
Okay.
So he was telling, why can't you try this? Meanwhile, you get a good job. That time he was just he randomly called me and informed. So I also thought we'll give a try, because I already took a additional course of Java from NIIT.
Okay.
So the reason why I have took, because I wanted to have something specialized in my career. I was doing engineering that time, so I wanted to take a little bit higher specification. So I did an outside course. Then probably with that background, I went for an interview, and two people were only selected for that. So it was easy for me for such job, for a practice career. Like I wanted the career, I wanted to understand that.
Right.
So that way I entered into a Java faculty job. And from there, my director, that was a franchisee of Electronic Corporation of India Limited.
All right.
That was the education wing. It is known as ECIT. Okay, and we were giving government certification. So I was Java faculty there, and director was very supportive, and he was very systematic also. And I have not seen a person. Actually, the my first mentor, I would like to tell him only, because he has trained me in such a way that I should be very much obedient, and I should do a lot of contribution.
Okay. So when did this calling happen? When you decided, no, now I'm going to go full time into entrepreneurship. When did that happen?
That when I was working with the ECIT,
right.
So slowly my director pushed me towards this management side. So I was enjoying team coordination. I was motivating my team. Even my salary was very less that time.
All right.
So this was an experiential job. So sometimes I used to buy some of the like some rewards I will buy for my team mates, because I will
Okay.
not get the sanction from the authority. So sometimes I need to motivate the team to get the work done, etc.
All
So
right.
that time we have launched a course also, internet marketing course. So what we are seeing the digital marketing era now. So I had experience from the long back. We have launched the course that time. We had to market for this course across the colleges. So
All right.
entrepreneur campaign was going on that
Right.
time. So I got acquainted with one person named Mr. Prejo. So he
Okay.
was handling the marketing. So he came in and he asked, we have a magazine. Would you like to advertise in that magazine? So it
Right.
is having 25,000 circulation across the colleges. So I discussed with the director and we have given the advertisement. So that campaign also gave me another hit of taking the entrepreneurship. So
Right.
that basically that campaign, Dr. Shashi Tharoor was the ambassador. He was promoting that campaign. That basically for the technology to come up, like whoever thinking on the technology part,
Right. Right.
especially in Kerala, they were offering some space in Techno Park. So incubation concept, etc., was going on. So they wanted to promote on more ideas, and they will this campaign will get them investors for their techpreneurship.
All
So
right.
so that way another thought also came, and then slowly I stepped down from this my educational management, that thing. My another friend only, like whoever who inspired me to go to the business, he just called me, and he has called to organize one IT training unit
All
along
right.
with him. But that didn't went well because I was also less matured. He was also not matured enough. So somewhere some that matching thing was not perfect.
Right. So there was a
Uh,
gap. There was a gap in your experience and thinking as partners.
yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
that time I was in very much touch with Mr. Prejo. Okay, so Prejo has suddenly given a call. Would you like to associate with me for an event management firm? Okay, actually this was his idea. So I thought anyway, like I am not finding good with the other thing, so I just
Right.
find it out. And then this was in Thrissur. Okay, actually my education full wise in Thrissur. So
Right.
slowly I got an opportunity to migrate to Cochin. Actually Cochin is a business hub.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so I also thought to develop a career in the entrepreneurship. This is the right time God is just showing me. So
Right.
that time I wanted to associate with such person who will understand me and who will support me. So he is very supportive. Actually, till now, he is also one of my role model on the marketing and how we used to discuss a lot of ideas. So that's how I joined him, and I joined as a director, equal
Okay.
partner
Okay.
in a 1 year time.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this was the first venture of yours when you started.
Yeah. That was the first venture. So basically, I am not having a business background. So I wanted somebody who want that taste of business also.
Right.
So I found the right person for the first time, and he was such a brilliant mind, and my wavelength, his wavelength was matching enough. and even we cover up, like we complement each other and work. So that is the model every time, because so many people were asking, like, you people are still there, like we used to
Yes, yes,
walk in some area in the evening. That time some people used to ask us, still you are there, like according to
yes,
the
yes,
people, uh, there is a like rigid thought, right, or a
yes.
very narrow thought. Like if somebody as a working as a team, they will think that after a few years they will break up, and then as two people will go in different direction.
Yes. Well, actually, you see, Varun, that is a very common situation in startups because what happens is that when people get together as partners to start up, it is more of a feeling of a sense of security that, okay, if anything goes wrong, my partner's there. If anything goes right, my partner, I, in any case, are together. So it is more of a birds of the same feather trying to flock together. The only problem happens is when progress begins, then the ideologies of each person becomes very important. And if those ideologies don't merge into each other, that is when the split happens. And I've noticed, in fact, all these startups that I have mentored so far, many of them have had to walk away from their partners for the simple reason that their ideology or their vigor to now take the company from point A to point B and then further to point C is not matching with the partner's thought. So this is a very common problem. It is not that two people have a incapacity. Their trajectories are different now. Now they want to be in a different movement altogether. But tell me something, Varun. That was your first organization. What surprised me was your serial entrepreneurship, because that is something that came as a big surprise to me, and it's amazing the areas you went into. So, what are the other two organizations that you started?
So other two organizations, like that, I need to tell a story, because serial entrepreneurship, once I entered the business, I got to know, like it is not easy to survive with one single business. So even if you see every corporate, if you see every multi billionaire company, or that MNC, they have multiple business, like even Wipro, this Muthoot, then Reliance, all
Yes,
are having multiple things, right? So
right.
the revenue is coming in a multiple way.
Yes, yes,
So that is the thought I was having. And even we had a thought of experimenting new brands. Even I'm not happy with whichever I am running now, in the sense I need to start more. Okay, so I consider, like I dream, like I wanted to become like Sundar Pichai, or 20 companies if I can manage, or 25 companies. So that is the potential I have. So that's what
right.
my thought. So coming over to this one, like one, I have started the other two companies. That really, I had to start once I landed in Bangalore. So
Hmm.
my migration happened for Bangalore in the year 2017.
All right.
So there I happened to visit the organization or the network known as BNI. So which has
Yes.
taught amazing learning, and the journey was fantastic. And I have got so many insights, and whichever I had a preset mind, I have erased everything. I have unlearned, and then I have practiced of relearning. So sometimes what happens, we will be like a stereotype, right? We need to erase everything and
Right.
then restart and rebuild. So that's
Yes.
what it happened. So I have met few people. Every time I see and identify good people with right attitude and right effort, if we can put together, then only there will be productivity.
Varun, the two very interesting things that you just spoke, and I do hope all those CEOs and startup entrepreneurs are listening to this very carefully. Every entrepreneur needs to re-engineer his mindset now and then. It's very important, because I think that's a very, very important point that he brought out, because you tend to move into a watertight compartment in your mind if you don't spend time re-engineering, because whatever visions that an entrepreneur makes, or or a CEO makes, whatever might be the visions or the missions or the goals, the ecosystem keeps changing. And along with the ecosystem, the visions and the missions, the goals also change. So I think that's amazing, you said. And the second thing that you mentioned was realigning yourself with people. Once again, because every time your mindset moves on a different platform altogether, you have to reset your connects. You have to reset the people, your associates, everyone, so that your growth pattern gets more and more secure in its own form, or its own movement, so to speak. That was very interesting, Varun. So then what happened? Then how did you then come up with your eventual last two amazing ventures that you have?
Yeah, so one is obviously like I listen to ideas, because sometimes what happens, we might not be having a proper plan. If somebody is telling and they just believes in me, then that ideology, and after a couple of discussion, if we see that it can go fantastic, after clearing all the doubts, it has a life, right? So
Right.
so that way, like I met Ali, Mohammed Shah Tahir Ali. So he is into digital marketing. So he put me the idea of this co-working space, where I thought, anyway, even I am an entrepreneur, I need to support a lot of startups. So I decided that we'll do this for a service kind of thing as well. So that is what one idea, like, and there is a huge opportunity of networking also. This is a brilliant concept, which I loved, and I have seen so many brands also. So we thought we will do an experimentation in this one. According to me,
right,
my entrepreneurship journey, I would like to call every time experimentation, because there will be successes, but as you told, there should be a realignment, re-engineering, and
yes,
every time as an entrepreneur, we have to research. That R&D is along with the entrepreneur. So
right,
I don't know
right,
how many people will be aligned with this thought, because according to me, it's an every time experimentation, because there is ups and downs. I
yes,
see the business as a
yes,
sine wave.
yes, yes. Very, very right, very right. So, as a serial entrepreneur now, obviously you have multiple forms of income, and you also have multiple forms of expenses, and you will also have multiple forms of headaches. So, how do you keep a balance?
So expenses will be there, but if we think on expenses, we will be we'll be narrowing our mind, right? So we need to keep it like open, and we need to work on the income mode. So income mode matlab, like we should come up with some multiple ways how we can balance both. Okay, so
Right,
this time we are balancing. So we know we have set a target, like at this period we will overcome, and at this point it will be profitable. So we are never thinking that is it is on a shutdown mode. We are thinking like, I will always think like a ladder. I am stepping a ladder, and I will not see down. Okay, as soon as you see down, that either you will be fearful, or you will have that ego that I have been on the top. So better not to see down, you go up climbing. So every time you have to climb the stairs. So that's what I feel. And
Yes.
even best example is that the third entrepreneurship, which was coincidental. Actually, once I came to Bangalore, I faced a hiccup with one of the vendor from the industry. So he didn't deliver me properly, and I lost one client. So I was absolutely irritated, and I wanted not to happen anymore. So I thought need to filter some network in the industry.
Right.
So I basically in the event industry, there is no organized form. So we need to bring it organized. So that is what in most of the cities it happens, because as far as Bangalore is concerned, we need to check their quality, and
Yes.
everybody is not
Right.
passionate towards the work.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
in the event, my main thing is that we should work with a passion. Every work should be with a passion,
Right.
and then service we need to give very much importance. Then only we'll get more business. Nowadays, like review is very, very important, because
Yes.
we might go wrong, but we need to correct it and come back. There is a bounce back should be there. So
Right.
that have given me a good learning. So I thought we'll form a network which is related to the industry, and even I wanted to do good, beautiful weddings in Bangalore and other parts of Karnataka. So still I am exploring the inside places of Karnataka, like Chikmagalur and Hampi. All those places I wanted to
Right.
do destination weddings as well.
Right.
So
Right.
to support this, I wanted a system. So we have formed a network which will have enough resources that will cater to even my requirement as well as the other wedding planners requirement. So that's how it's formed as a wedding network South India. Then I thought, why to restrict myself to South? I'll just spread my wings to pan India and then to global. And even now I have launched my website also. I have taken a domain purposefully as Indian Visionary. So Indian
Excellent.
Visionary
Excellent.
hyphen
Excellent.
Varun Uday. So
Excellent.
my dream is like India should be the top, because now we have a very competency with China or US. So over a period, like Abdul Kalam ji has told, like we should set our benchmark, right? So we need to bring it our country to that level, that is we are the superpower.
Right.
So for that,
Excellent. Excellent. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thought. And how do you bring about a balance between your family life, your private, your personal life, and your professional life? Because you are a serial entrepreneur. So obviously it takes a lot of your time. But how do you manage to devote time both to your work and to your personal life also, your friends, your family, everyone?
so it took me some time for the doing the adjustment, and even my wife is very supportive. She is very cooperative, and sometimes I will be in travel. Not now, I'm telling that initially.
All
So
right.
she was not knowing about how the event industry works. There was a little bit like understanding problems initially. Then I have to take her to some of the events to make her understand this is what it is. So how pressure will be having from the client or at the moment of the event. So all those things I need to make her understand, because one, if we throw the live example, then people will understand, because um, some of the people, their thought process will not work that much. They will not imagine. Nowadays what happens, people have cut down the imagination, because one point it is good, and the other point it will create problem also. One point is good in the sense, um, sometimes people tell too much negative, right? So
Right.
we blindly takes into the mind and then creates problem. So So I had to, and even my parents are very supportive. Parents, I had
Right.
to
Excellent.
tell that one, and my father-in-law, mother-in-law, everyone is very much cooperative.
Right.
Even I have supporting friends, and and even if I have some issues, I am feeling down, then suddenly I'll give a call to one of my unknown friend in the sense, might be I have not called him for long. Okay, suddenly I'll call
Right.
him, and then set my mind to the positive level. And during this pandemic, really speaking, it has given me a very positive thing, because I got a very good time to spend with my family, especially with my wife, and I do a lot of meditation.
All right. Very good. Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and
Excellent.
even I have listened to you, because you used to tell me, I very clearly like there is that point in my mind, because you have told me like after 9 I'm not available in the night, and morning I'll switch off the phone after 9:30. So you have given me, because I pick up some good things. Okay, so that's what I earlier told. According to me, I'll take only positives from the people, and even I do here to astrology, but I'll not take any negative. I'll only pick
Excellent.
up some good things.
That Varun is the hallmark of a very successful future entrepreneur. And I really respect you for that. One last question, Varun. What advice would you give the young entrepreneurs and CEOs in the startup world of India to be successful in this post-pandemic era? What would you advise them?
So I have one strong advice is that believe in yourself. So
All
you
right.
are only your master. If you are just listening to someone and doing something that goes wrong, you cannot blame it, because you are only the master. You should have a self motivation. So actually, my one quick story I wanted to share with you.
Yes.
One employee who worked with me, whose name is Nidhin Radhakrishnan.
All right.
So one time he has shared one video. Okay, so uh, that was the video of Jack Ma. So from there, like might be now 3 or 4 years before he has shared,
Yes.
suddenly he has shared on a random. Okay. So that inspired me, and I am a very good follower of Jack Ma, and I see to the rules how Jack Ma follow, because he has struggled and come, and he has applied for a lot of jobs, and he failed,
Yes.
then came to
Yes.
forefront.
Yes.
So that is what my advice. Be yourself, believe in yourself, focus on the things what you do, um, while entering multiple things, see that everything on a going on a track, rather
All
than
right.
like putting legs in everything.
Right. That's excellent advice. I think consistency pays. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, is that you should be as consistent as you can. In fact, one has to be 100% consistent and very resilient to be a successful entrepreneur. Thank you so much, Varun. It was so nice speaking to you. And I'm sure all those CEOs and entrepreneurs out there will be definitely benefiting from your story, a beautiful story that you have shared with us on your success journey, and which remains even so successful today in a post-pandemic era. Thank you, Varun. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for
Thank you.
giving this opportunity.